Give me a nice little mic check there.
Able.
Alright, loud and clear. And one more time. Give me a count, like 1, 2, 3. One more time.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, you got to talk pretty loud. That's just because the microphone is not so sensitive because of all that engine noise. You don't want to hear that background noise and all that good stuff. Alright, so the engine's starting up, and it's going to take a few minutes to warm up. We're going to be looking for our engine oil pressure, which is already automatically in the green, the oil temperature, and the water temperature. Since this is a water-cooled engine, it takes a little bit of time for those things to warm up. So we're going to get all that lubricating oil through the engine and everything like that and make sure it's nice and lubricated before we bring it up to 100% and make it work hard. So we baby our engines to make sure they last us a long time and they're very healthy. So this is one of the things that we do. And then we'll do some systems checks where we're going to check our computers, our ignition systems, and our fuel pumps because we got 2 of everything. We got 2 computers that control our fuel and ignition, and we've got 2 igniters for 2 spark plugs per cylinder. So if one spark plug goes bad, we still have a second one that can make a spark in that plug. And same thing with our fuel pump. So if one fuel pump goes, we can still fly all day on just one. It's called redundancy.
Velocity 1 Tango Romeo left off on Charlie, contact ground.
Your daddy's work buddies there. Guess you said that was Kim.
It sounds like it. Hey, they're moving into position.
Alrighty, so we're going to listen to the ATIS. You know what that is?
The audio recording.
That's it. So that's the Automatic Terminal Information Service.
Altitude is 1,000 feet. Helicopter's operating south, runway 27, service to 600 feet. Read back runway hold short instructions and runway assignments. Use caution, bird activity at Space Coast Regional Airport. Runway 1836, NOTAM closed, as well as numerous taxiways. Inform controls on initial contact that you received information at Lima. Space Coast ATIS information, Lima, observation time 1247 Zulu. Wind 180 at 5, visibility 7. Sky conditions, sky clear. Temperature 29, dew point 26, altimeter 3003. Runway 27 and use expect a visual approach. Pattern altitude is 1,000 feet. Helicopter is operating south, runway 27, service to 600 feet. Read back runway hold short instructions and runway assignments. Use caution, bird activity at Space Coast Regional Airport. Runway 1836, NOTAM closed, as well as numerous taxiways. 36, hold short of runway 27.
Charlie, Alpha, Bravo.
Alright, so our water temperature is up. So now we can do what's called a systems check. So I work on the top panel here from right to left. And I'm going to just be checking our oil pressure there. I'm sorry, our fuel pressure.
Yeah.
So I put one back, and I should see a little bit of a drop. I have a little indicator here for my fuel pressure. It's good. Alright, 2 comes down. Little drop, that's good. Ignition 1. Alright, we're still running. Ignition 2.
November 1 Tango.
We get a little red light that says, hey, there's something wrong.
Taxiway
and it goes back out when we turn it back on. Now we turn FADEC 1 off, which is our computer, and it goes to the secondary computer, and it kind of cuts down a little bit because it's working on the backup computer. And we'll let it run for 30 seconds to make sure it's running healthy, because that's the one it'll switch to if the primary number 1 goes bad.
I still remember whenever I was still running Flight Simulator 2004, there was a Robinson 2 that I couldn't figure out how to start up.
Yeah.
Number 1 Tango Romeo, roger. Hold short of taxiway Alpha for now, please.
Tango Romeo will hold short of Alpha.
Alright, that comes back on, and then we turn this number 2 off. It goes back to 1. The primary system is active, greens, and we're good for now. Now we're just waiting on oil temperature. Once the oil temperature is up, then we can do a run up. And we'll run it up to, the R here on the left is our rotor RPM. The E is the engine. So the engine has to drive the rotor. So what we do is we'll run the engine up to 100%. It'll go more than 100%, up to about 104, 105. And the whole goal of the engine is to keep the rotor at 100% or as close to it in that green little band. And that's what provides the lift of the helicopter. If we get too low, we lose lift and we start coming down. Get too high, it's not good for the rotor system. So that's why I have a little throttle on the left lever here to manage that rotor RPM by increasing the power of the engine or decreasing it as we go through the the different modes of flight. So once you're cruising, you can power back just a little bit because you don't need as much power to hover. I'm sorry, to cruise as you do to hover. You need more power when you're down hovering than you do at flight. So you're constantly kind of just tweaking that little throttle a little bit. Alright, so it looks pretty green. So we're going to spool up the engine. And then we're going to do a little check, which I call the sprag clutch check. And that's to make sure that the engine can properly disengage from the rotor system if we have an engine failure. So I'm looking at these two instruments. I want 100% on the rotor. There it is. And then I slowly roll off the engine, and we're going to see the engine drop off and the rotor slow. That tells me that the engine can disengage from the rotor system, and we can use that energy and glide down safely to a landing. We can land in a parking lot, the side of the road, anywhere we want.
It's a going up helicopter.
All right. So if that does happen, what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to just say brace, brace, brace. I want you to cross your arms, put your head down in your chest. It'll be over in about 30 seconds. We'll come down, land, I'll flare real quick, and we'll touch down softly in a field somewhere. Now, if we got to go into trees or something like that, you can do the same thing. We can come down on top of the trees, but we might have to climb down from a tree. But we have a lot of options
November 1 Tango Romeo
versus an airplane where we need a big open grass field or a runway to land on.
Workers and
so, we always got to talk about our contingencies and emergency procedures because, you know, we want to fly as safe as possible.
So if you would, sir, just taxi straight ahead on Bravo, left on Alpha, hold short of runway 27.
Alright, there's 100%. We check our oil temperatures, water temperatures, fuel pressures, everything is in the green.
November 1 Tango Romeo.
And I'm going to look around the aircraft, make sure there's no aircraft.
Use caution around the vehicle there. Looks like he's going to move that barricade for you to the VAC.
We look at our pad, looks clear, we don't have any oils.
We did find a foam, Lisa foam.
Yeah, I got to fix that up, but that's okay.
Oh, there's the other helicopter.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go talk to the ground controller. Space Coast Ground, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Ground.
We're at the East T hangars with information Lima. I'd like to do a couple turns in the pattern.
We're 8006 Alpha, Space Ground, runway 27, taxi via Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Alpha to runway 27, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Ground velocity.
I can tell you're so light. Helicopter flies really good.
FYI, we will be
How much do you weigh?
I think last time we checked,
we were just talking up here in the tower. Maybe we can do something to try to leave this
You're the perfect weight for a passenger.
I appreciate your help.
That's nice. Nice silver bell, 407 or whatever in there.
Yeah. I think that's a Bell 206. The 407 has 4 blades on it.
Oh, yeah. That's like the helicopter I get most confused with is the 407 and 206.
Crew at 1, Space Coast Ground.
Very cool.
Now that the runway here is closed, this area is quite completely empty.
Oh, yeah.
Crew at 1, Space Coast Ground.
Normally it's filled.
So as we're hovering along here, I'm just making sure the controls feel good. I'm looking at my engine instruments, everything in the green, normal operation. And then you can see all the little inputs I'm making with the stick, right? So trying to keep the nose level. I'm making little inputs with the pedals. Kind of working everything simultaneously.
I still remember when I did my Young Eagles flight, we were flying over, we had just taken off and we turned left after taking off to go over the terminal.
Crew at 1, Space Coast Ground.
We hit a pretty good crosswinds.
Yeah.
And I still remember she basically was moving all over the place trying to level the plane.
Yeah. And that's, the wind, I equate it, the turbulence from the wind is like driving over a bumpy road, right? So it causes all this little turbulent air that when you fly through it, and you'll notice the helicopter is not as bad with the bumps because the rotor system kind of absorbs all those little bumps in the air, but you still get the left and right like this. The nose is going to be doing this kind of stuff, and I'm just simulating what it's going to feel like. So if you feel uncomfortable, you feel a little queasy, we'll just bring it right back on down, and no big deal.
Yeah, we had down the, 4700, whatever it was. I keep saying it wrong, I think. They took us down, they basically took us from down there along the runway and took us out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think we have a radio issue, so we'll just go back to Stanford. Sorry about that, connection 327.
Connection 327, roger. Maintain VFR, proceed back to Stanford, and unkey the mic, please.
Unkey that mic, yeah. Space Coast Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha, holding short. Runway 27 and Alpha, like to do a couple turns in the pattern.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Tower, runway 27, clear for takeoff, right traffic, report midfield.
Clear takeoff 27, right traffic, report midfield, helicopter 8006 Alpha. For takeoff checklist, we look at our temperatures, pressures, final is clear. Looks good.
Calling for radio check. I have you loud and clear, but your mic is constantly keyed. Please come off of it.
All right, and to take off, we just tilt the nose down.
3758 work 8 miles southeast on the west bank. Requesting full stop.
And away we go.
3758 Lima, Space Coast Tower, ident.
Ident, 3758 Lima.
Wind's coming from our left.
3758 Lima, ident, observe, report a 2-mile left base, runway 27.
2-mile left base, runway 27, 3758 Lima.
Whenever I was at the air show, I was doing similar patrol, and
327, I have you loud and clear. You've had a hot mic. Remain outside the Delta.
Outside of Delta, connection 327.
I didn't know if they were talking about us.
No, our call sign is 8006 Alpha. And we're going to make a right turn back around.
Saratoga 89er Bravo, Sierra, Space Coast Tower, ident. Saratoga 89er Bravo, Sierra, ident, observed, reporting 2-mile left.
All right, here we go, right turn. Got all that wind blowing in your microphone. Helicopter 8006 Alpha, check your mic, you may be hot. Negative, I can hear that keyed mic as well for 8006 Alpha.
Roger, thank you.
Was it that airplane you were talking to earlier?
Most likely. Connection 327, Space Coast Tower.
Okay, sounds like it's stopped for 8006 Alpha.
8006 Alpha, roger.
And it's back. That is very annoying.
2-mile left base, 3758 Lima.
November 3758 Lima. They're going to be following a helicopter on the midfield right to downwind. Report of insight. Helicopter 8006 Alpha, make sure to approach runway 27, runway 27, clear low approach.
27, cleared low approach, and we'll make short traffic, helicopter 06 Alpha. Alright, so what else we're going to do is just make a low approach to the runway. So I'm going to reduce the power. coming on down.
Number 58 Lima, check your mic for stuck mic.
58 Lima, it doesn't appear here.
Number 58 Lima, you're number 2 on the helicopter on the right base. Straight ahead, you have him in sight?
Big Alpha 8 Lima looking. Big Alpha 8 Lima traffic in sight.
Got the C-47 out.
Lima, roger, you're number 2. Intervals at low approach, runway 27, clear to land.
Low approach, number 2.
Saratoga 89, Bravo Sierra, you're going to be number 3. Your interval is at your 11 o'clock for about 2 miles. It's Cessna, full stop, report him in sight.
Number 3, look at Saratoga 9 Bravo Sierra.
Alrighty, so we're going back on up.
This is similar to what they did when air show people took us up, except they did that runway.
Oh, they took the other one, right? Yeah.
Then this time it's closed. Should be right in there. That little
and they were to the left? Cool.
It's what was it, the gas station that we go to a lot.
Nice. Helicopter 8006 Alpha, midfield down 127, we're going to be full stop.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, runway 27, clear to land, exit at Charlie, contact ground.
Okay, we'll exit at Charlie, clear to land 27, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
58 Lima, need you to contact ground, start your taxi. Saratoga 89 Bravo Sierra, left off on Charlie, contact ground.
Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha, can we just do a short approach and then we'll get off at Alpha?
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, negative sir, I need you to exit at Charlie because of the closure of the taxiways and I want to clog up Alpha.
Okay, no problem, we'll get off at Charlie, helicopter 8006 Alpha. Pretty cool, huh? Wish it wasn't so noisy with the that radio for a time there.
Yeah.
So Charlie is the second left. We've got the runway, which is closed, and then Charlie is where those two airplanes are taxiing on now, so we're going to take a left turn off that. And I got my little airport diagram here on the left. Tells me where all the taxiways are.
We're probably going about 30, 35 knots right now.
30 miles an hour. Everything on there is miles per hour.
Say used to knots.
Yeah, most times it's in knots, but this one does miles per hour. Just depends on the airplane or the helicopter. Ooh, excuse me. Nice burp there. Space Coast Ground, helicopter 8006 Alpha is clear on Charlie, going back to the East T hangars.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Ground, taxi to T hangars via taxiway Charlie, cross runway 36.
Charlie, cross runway 36 to the T hangars, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
November 9 Bravo Sierra, turn left on Alpha taxiway, and the U.S. Aviation Jet Center is located in the yellow building.
Does it feel smoother than an airplane?
It definitely does.
Yeah. That's what I tell people. It's actually really smooth if everything is working properly. Because you got to make sure you do your maintenance properly in the rotor blades. And there's like little bitty tip weights in there to get everything to kind of balance out just right. And if you have a smooth flying machine, it's way smoother than an airplane sometimes. Or at least a propeller airplane.
Wonder what happened to the plane over there.
I don't know.
Its wingtips completely ripped off.
Oh, must have had a bad landing. That one looks like an old airplane there on the right. Piece of tail's missing.
Skymasters, probably retrapped. Oh, this is Skymasters that I saw the other day.
Cool.
The tan one.
Alright, so we always look left and look right when we cross a runway, because even though it's closed, you never know. So we like clear right, clear left, everything's good, and then we can cross.
It's interesting seeing the pattern on a runway and the taxiways. Runways just like got little lines, all in a specific order.
Yep, they got the little dashed white lines and the big checker marks for the touchdown zone area. Those are all marked.
I was talking about the actual ground itself.
Oh, the ground, yeah. Runways are typically more, they're stronger strength because they have to take the impact force of like a heavy airplane landing on them. The taxiways don't have to be built as strong. They're more of like what's called like an asphalt topping on them. So they're a little bit softer and more flexible. Runways, they want it to be very rigid and be able to support that extra weight of the impact from a landing. so I'm going to set it down here close to your dad, and then we're going to let him come walk up to us before we start unbuckling you to come out, okay? So just hang tight. Set it down here. All right, you can go ahead and take your headset off. Yeah. Hey, could you? Yeah, that's my go boy here. Alright, so you know how a headset works and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Kim was on the tower frequency today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yelling at that connection guy, hey, gotta key your mic, what's going on?
Oh, the other day we lost our radios.
You guys lost your radios in the tower?
Yeah, I had two guys in the VFR pattern, another guy entering the pattern, and I had a connection Cirrus doing a GPS to 9 with a circle to 18.
Oh shit.
Lost all the radios. I was like, oh crap.
How long were you guys down for?
Just a few minutes. We pulled our backups out and everything like that, so.
We'll do the same thing, a little over half fuel. So this gauge here is my rotor tach. This is my rotor on the left, engine on the right.
Okay.
The engine drives the rotor.
Yeah.
Basic concept there. Oil pressure, oil temperature, water temp, manifold pressure is an indication of torque, how much power you're pulling. And pretty much if I see I'm pulling 31, I ain't got no more left. 30, 31 is pretty much it. With the density altitude today and the weight, we'll probably be right at max torque available.
Okay.
But that's fine, you know, your son was actually the perfect ballast.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you're only like 90 pounds? That's awesome. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll taxi back and we'll do 2-7, couple laps around there, and then we'll bring it back. And then Al can take you up. All right, we're clear on the right, clear on the left.
Yep, clear.
There it is. So I gotta wrap that power on. That's 101%. Alrighty. Getting a feel for the CG, everything looks good. We're pulling 29% in ground effect. I like my hover power check with the tailwind right now, okay. Looking good. Do you think they'll give me a present? Yeah, they probably won't give me a present position departure from here.
You never know, they might let you do left close traffic back into the pattern.
Space Coast Ground, helicopter 8006 Alpha is back at the east T hangars. Like to back out to join the pattern for a couple loops in 27.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Ground, runway 27, taxi via Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Alpha to 27, helicopter 8006 Alpha. Alright, here we go. So hovering with the tailwind, obviously that's the most difficult thing right there, because it's pushing your tail up and I got a lot of aft stick for it. But you compensate for it, no big deal.
Well, that's one of the things in air traffic is we try to avoid departures with a tailwind of more than 5 knots.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it anyway.
Yeah. Bigger helicopters not too much of a problem.
Yeah, this thing, and you'll get the appreciation for it because with the management I have to do on the power management here, I've got very small margins.
Okay.
I might just ask him here. We'll go down like halfway and just see if he'll let me get off at Alpha because that's so much more convenient into the wind.
Yeah.
Because this is a 90-degree crosswind for me, which no problem down at 2.7. I just don't like taxiing with the tailwind.
Right. Yeah, that'd be bad if the winds are out of the southwest a lot more.
Yeah. That's manageable. That's fine. But yeah, so like this helicopter with 2 people on it, I can't do like a vertical takeoff. Just can't do
really?
it.
Okay.
Myself, I can do vertical takeoff departure, but with 2 people, like I said, you're right at max torque available. It just, you have to do the running takeoff.
Okay.
Hey, ground helicopter 8006 Alpha, see if we can do a special request today. Can we do a present position departure, turn around 180, take off with Alpha if I coordinate that with the tower?
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, roger, hold position, contact tower, and 118.9er.
Alright, I'm switching to tower and I got Lou on board and he says hi.
Yeah, the winds are almost due out of the south, so.
Yeah, it's perfect. Space Coast Tower, helicopter 8006 Alpha, we're on the Alpha taxiway. I'd like to do a present position, departure into the wind, and then make traffic back around for 27 for a couple low approaches.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Tower, clear for takeoff, taxiway Alpha, and join a left downwind for runway 27.
Present position cleared for takeoff, left downwind for runway 27, helicopter 8006 Alpha, on the go.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, have a helicopter probably heading to your left, inbound for spot 1. Pass behind him.
Okay, got the helicopter in sight. We'll pass behind him. Helicopter 8006 Alpha. He's on our left shoulder.
Yeah, I saw him on there.
So there we go. So I'm much more comfortable taking it off directly into the wind than a 90-degree crosswind. And you can see we got off no problems.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yep, 65 miles per hour is usually what I climb out. I can go down to 60, 55, no problem if I need to climb a little faster.
Right. Yeah, flying one of these is a little bit different, a lot different than a Blackhawk.
Yeah. Twin engine turbo turbines.
Yeah.
And we're clear on the left. Yeah, and you being taller, you don't have as much wind noise. Your sun's right there where it's at chest level blowing in.
Yeah. Yeah, after the air show we went and flew in the Bell 47 they had here, so we did one turn in the pattern. You like getting out here and being able to see everything, you know,
yeah,
off the airport.
It's a phenomenal view.
Yeah.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, we're turning the left base for 27, request the low approach.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, runway 27, cleared low approach. After your low approach, right traffic, report midfield.
Clear low approach 27 and right traffic, report to midfield, helicopter 8006 Alpha. Alright, so start reducing the collective.
Good morning, Mitsubishi 356 Alpha Juliet is on the practice left runway 36 circle to 7.
Mitsubishi 356 Juliet Alpha, Space Coast Tower, report circling eastbound, joining a left downwind runway 27.
Roger that. 6 Alpha Juliet is going to call you the left downwind, circling to the east runway 27.
We'll get a little speed underneath of us and then we'll climb out.
Yeah, Will likes flying helicopters on his flight sim.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's how I got started.
Yeah.
And we got that left to right crosswind.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Helicopter 17880, contact ground.
1780, contact ground.
And we're coming back up. All right. It doesn't get you there fast, but it's just an awesome ride.
Yeah.
Just love it.
I mean, sometimes it is nice to be able to just take things slow and...
Yeah, you just enjoy the ride. We went up to Spruce Creek a couple weeks ago, me and Al, and 35-minute flight up, it takes you 35 minutes to drive. We had 80 miles an hour indicated, and cars on the highway passing us, but it's a fun ride.
And our Mitsubishi 356 Alpha Juliet is on the right turn for left downwind runway 27.
Mitsubishi 356 Juliet Alpha, runway 27, clear to land. Where are you parking?
27, clear to land. Now we're going to taxi back and stay in your traffic pattern for one more orbit, and then we're going to depart to the west Orlando executive.
For 6 Juliet Alpha, roger.
Alrighty. I'm always trying to hug the road here just in case.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any issues, I can auto-rotate down pretty much anywhere I need to.
Right.
Reduce the collective, roll back on the throttle a little bit. Helicopter 8006 Alpha is midfield downwind, runway 27, full stop.
Helicopter 8006 Alpha, you're going to be number 2 following Mitsubishi, starting a left base, report him in sight.
Mitsubishi in sight, we'll follow him, Helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Helicopter 06 Alpha, roger, your number 2 interval is a full stop, runway 27, clear to land.
Number 2, clear to land, runway 27, and exit at Charlie again.
Number 60 Alpha, affirmative.
Roger. Alrighty.
You can see how strong the winds are up here.
Oh yeah, always feel it. Very cool. Yeah, as soon as he goes abeam of us, we'll start turning in.
Yeah.
He's got all that speed on us, so
Yeah, you won't catch him.
won't be catching him anytime soon.
Yeah, that's one thing when the sheriff guys fly through, their comms can be hard to hear at times.
Number 6 Juliet Alpha, left off at the end, contact ground.
Abandoned over the ramp.
You get the appreciation of that now, you understand that?
Yep. I hear all that wind and everything like that.
Yeah. Alright, he's taking it to the end.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't have a connection at the landing with him still on the runway. Okay, he's got it.
Yeah, that was one thing with the helicopter, you can slow down and almost come to a hover. I've actually had one come to a hover. We had to wait for his other guy to get off here at the intersection. He just stopped right here and waited.
Yeah, for, you know, like a helicopter with an airplane on the runway, not a big deal, but definitely don't want to land 2 airplanes simultaneously. I know you guys.
435, I didn't observe in our left downwind runway 27 reporting
3,000 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's single engine, like a 2 Cessna 150s, we just need 3,000 feet.
Oh, wow, so you guys
for,
get...
between, yeah, like, especially like touch and goes and stuff like
06
that.
Alpha, left off at Charlie contact ground.
Left at Charlie contact ground, helicopter 06 Charlie, 06 Alpha. Yeah.
You get like a twin engine, let's say he's landing first, you got a 150 behind him, we need 4,500 feet. So we can have reduced runway separation.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's category separation.
Versus like, you know, like turbine aircraft jet.
Yeah.
Where you need like at least a couple miles.
Yeah, if we have like a jet land, you know, a Falcon 900, they've got to be off the runway before somebody crosses the landing threshold. But yeah, really for you, he didn't even have to be off the runway. There was plenty of room that, you know, it wasn't going to matter.
All right, well that's good to know. I'm just so used to, you know, landing up there in New York where they're just like, get off the runway.
Yeah, they got to make sure you're off the runway before the next guy crosses the threshold.
All right, make sure I get my power in. Takes more power to hover than it does to fly at cruise.
Yep.
And the whole thing is the power pedal in this thing is the right pedal. So I got to add right pedal for power, which means...
Oh, really?
Versus the counterclockwise rotating helicopters. All right, so wrap that off a little bit, 100%, that's what I want. Noses into the wind, so hover taxi now is going to be less right pedal. Yeah. These are all the considerations I'm taking into. Especially during the wintertime when it's a little bit more windier, 15 knots, man, this thing, I can't put my tail into the wind. It just, nose will go down like this and start wanting to take off, and it gets a little hairy.
Yeah.
So you're always kind of thinking of all those things.
I didn't catch it. She said to go ahead and go all the way to with her? Okay.
Ground helicopter 8006 South is on Charlie taxiway back to the East T hangars.
600 Alpha Juliet, or correction, November 600. Number 8006 Alpha, Space Coast Ground, roger, taxi to parking via Charlie, cross 36. When you get back to your hangar, call the tower, please. Do you have the number?
Yeah, I got Lou with me. So we'll do Charlie, cross runway 36 to the East hangars, helicopter 8006 Alpha.
Uh-oh. Wonder what that's for.
Probably because I didn't switch over and talk to him fast enough. I got distracted there for a sec.
Probably.
But they probably just want to call you, I don't know, because I told them you were on board.
Yeah, who knows?
See how fast that can happen? You get distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me to contact ground, so we were 500 feet down the taxiway before I called.
Yeah, that's probably what he's, you know.
You're supposed to technically stop, call, get your clearance, then go, but...
Yeah. Yeah, especially if that Mitsubishi had permission to come down the taxiway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Managing the mistakes. You always make little mistakes. Aviation, we try to manage risk management.
Yeah, that's true. That was always a big thing, flying as a big crew in the Air Force. Your risk management.
Oh yeah. Alright. Cleared across, runway is closed, clear on the left. I got the Mitsubishi, yeah. It looks like he passed behind us there.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I got to fix my some of the rubber on my dolly over there. So I'm going to set it down next to the dolly.
Oh, okay.
And fix that up so I can put it back on the dolly later. It's easier to put it down on a dolly with one person versus two. But I could do it if I needed to, but a little bit of that rubber is starting to peel up.
Oh, okay.
Screw it down with some more screws. All right, looking good.
The one thing I noticed, your engine and rotor all starts together.
It does.
Okay.
It does, yep.
Because a lot of helicopters, you start the engine first, and then you engage the rotor.
Yeah, because this is still like a belt-driven system like the Schweitzer.
Okay.
It has a little tension on it still.
Okay.
And then you fully tension it with the clutch.
Oh, okay.
Electronic clutch. And then that's how you get up fully engaged so you can go to 100%.
You're right. Pat says he's holding me responsible for the pilot deviation.
So that's what he's saying, yeah. Okay. All right, this time we got distracted. Honest mistake. But yeah, we'll call him up.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. It doesn't look too bad. Good?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, he's like, hey. I don't mess around, man. You start twitching all over the place and
Yeah.
just get it on down there.
Yeah. So is this like other helicopters? You got to wait about 2 minutes before you start shutting everything?
Exactly. So what I'm looking here is my oil temperature. Obviously, it's just right in the amber because it went right back up. It doesn't have the airflow through the oil cooler anymore,
Right,
so
okay.
it's right at the top of the green arc, typically in the summertime with 2 people on board.
Okay.
So I look for at least 2 minutes, if not 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit cooler
Okay.
on the top side. And that's just to allow the oil to cool down,
Right.
so you don't kind of like shock
Okay.
cool it. Just stabilization. You know, everything I do on the engine is trying to baby it, you know, take care of it.
Yeah.
It's got about 200 hours on it, and you can get, I mean, a TBO, they said a recommended overhaul is at 1,000, but realistically, probably 500 hours before you
Right.
need a top end like cylinders.
Yeah. How often do you have to change like the rotors and stuff?
Oh, the rotors are good for a couple thousand hours.
Are they?
These blades,
Okay.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard other
Yeah.
stories. I've heard, 100 hours, 500 hours. I guess maybe it just depends on how.
Yeah, these things are good for 2,000, but it's all about maintaining them.
Right.
I clean them, wipe them down, and put anti-corrosive on the leading edges after every flight.
Okay.
Make sure they're tracked and balanced. So, like on your annual inspections, you put all the gear on there with the, make sure it's balanced out properly, flying smooth. It's all about managing the vibration because you can never get rid of it. It's just you manage it with balancing with the weights and everything.
Yeah.
Versus a fixed wing, you don't have that issue. Just the engine. What's up? Not a big deal. No, I'll shut it down and we'll all get out. It's fine. We'll just move the weight from the front to the back to the front when we shut it down. Shutting it down.